Into Friday Night SmackDown this past Friday, there was still a question of who will be the fifth member of the OG Bloodline as they took on the new Bloodline and Bronson Reed at Survivor Series War Games. And after what we saw in the main event of Monday Night Raw between Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed, Solo Sikoa costing Seth Rollins the match, we assumed that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were going to be on the same team again. And Seth Rollins was going to once again be with Sami Zayn, once again be with Jey Uso at War Games to take on this new bloodline the way they took on the Judgment Day a year ago. And Sami and Jey even brought it up to Roman Reigns in the locker room. Roman Reigns obviously gave them a disgusted look. They asked about the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Roman basically said he's done with Cody Rhodes as a one-time deal. And of course, this came after the start of the night when Solo Sikoa cut a promo basically saying that at the end of the night, he's going to give his terms of surrender for the Bloodline at Survivor Series. That the OG Bloodline was outnumbered 5-4. They needed to surrender. And in the main event segment, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tonga Loa, Tommy Tonga, Bronson Reed in the ring. Out comes Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the OTC, the honorary Sami Zayn, the Usos, marching their way down to the ring. Solo Sikoa asking them to surrender, and bang, ladies and gentlemen, comes over the loudspeakers. The crowd in Salt Lake City, Utah erupts like it's the return of 2020 Edge, like it is the return of 2023 CM Punk, like it is the 2024 return of excuse me of Roman Reigns. We get Paul Heyman coming out in a very interesting outfit. No suit, no tie, red shirt, which of course is the colors of Solo Sikoa. Lean into that what you will. But Paul Heyman reveals it's not going to be 4-on-5 because for War Games, it needs to be 5-on-5. And when I last met with you and when we last talked about this last week, I had said, there was a lot of speculation. Me and Michael Reiner, who I brought on a couple weeks ago to talk all things Survivor Series, John Cena's retirement, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 41. There was a ton of speculation out there about who would join the new bloodline and who would join the original bloodline. I had predicted Kevin Owens for the new bloodline, Cody Rhodes for the old bloodline. We get the Kevin Owens interaction with not only Jey Uso, not only Roman Reigns, not only Jimmy Uso, but of course Sami Zayn as well, and then Cody Rhodes. I thought that's how we get to the Saturday night's main event, which will of course feature Cody and Kevin. What an incredible promo those two as well put on this past Friday night on SmackDown. Michael had said he thought it was going to be a Randy Orton potentially, maybe even The Rock coming in and costing the OG Bloodline the victory. Turns out it was Bronson Reed. Then we both speculated it could be Seth Rollins. And of course, the Seth Rollins speculation anticipated when Bronson Reed was announced the fifth member of the new bloodline. There was some speculation out there it could have been Brock Lesnar making his return to WWE. Of course, he is a Paul Heyman guy. His history with Roman Reigns. But the personality hit. And again, just like at Survivor Series 2023, that crowd absolutely erupted as CM Punk with his fist taped came down to the ring. The OG Bloodline take out the new Bloodline. And at the end of the show, we see this shot, which if you're watching on YouTube, you see is my virtual background for this clip of the OG Bloodline and Paul Heyman putting their ones in the air. CM Punk doing the go to sleep, an iconic image ahead of War Games. And the interesting thing, not only about this, was the interaction between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns said, "He's my wise man." CM Punk said, "We'll see. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because I'm a Paul Heyman guy. Paul Heyman asked me for a favor. Remember way back in July, Madison Square Garden, when the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, did take out Paul Heyman. That same night, Paul Heyman told CM Punk, take me with you. So this is 6 months of the making here. We have a full 5-on-5 Survivor Series War Games matchup. And again, it'll be very interesting to see. I will be giving my Survivor Series War Games official predictions on Friday. But there's a lot of different scenarios that could go down here way past this match. Whether The Rock shows up or not, whether Paul Heyman turns on the OTC, whether he aligns with the OTC, whether somebody else returns, we have no idea what's going to happen, which is what makes this match so exciting to me. But there's also further implications of this down the road. The fact that CM Punk has now entered in a War Games cage with Seth Rollins, his biggest rival at the moment, Bronson Reed. Seth Rollins, the visionary, the architect is not going to be happy about the fact that CM Punk is not only teaming up with Roman Reigns, who Seth Rollins and Roman have already acknowledged that they can't stand each other, but now CM Punk is fighting Seth Rollins' battles. Could this be part of the storyline that leads to a Seth Rollins heel turn, Seth Rollins going nuts, and we finally get the WrestleMania 41 encounter that we've wanted ever since CM Punk returned to WWE, that we were supposed to get at WrestleMania 40, Seth Rollins against CM Punk? To me, it makes perfect sense, storyline-wise all the way around, for Punk to essentially get into Rollins' business, for Punk to get into Reigns' business, Punk and Roman's obviously relationship with Paul Heyman. Will Paul Heyman screw Roman? Will he screw CM Punk? Will he join the new Bloodline? Is he behind the new Bloodline? Is it The Rock? Is it both? We have no idea what's going to happen. It's why this past Friday on SmackDown, this was cinema, and why I believe Survivor Series will be cinema. And, I can tell you what I think is going to happen, but I'll tell you right now, I don't know if exactly what we think is going to happen. It's going to what goes down. Every time we think we know what's going to happen with this Bloodline story, dating all the way back to August 30th, 2020, when Roman Reigns became, at that time, the Universal Champion, and obviously had a 1,316-day reign between the Universal, WWE, and then eventually the undisputed WWE Championship. We do know is we never suspect what is coming. There is always a curveball, and so we're just going to enjoy the hell out of it. What a great moment on SmackDown. Paul Heyman is so over. He does not need entrance music. All he needs to say is, ladies and gentlemen, and arguably again, next to Roman Reigns' return this year, next to CM Punk's return last year, next to The Rock making appearances as the final boss, this may be one of the top 5 pops of the entire year for WWE during the last calendar year, the end of 2023, and now here in 2024. Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.